As I was talking to a group of corporate leaders recently, this is something that also comes up in entrepreneurial coaching here in the office. The question came up about how do you find that sweet spot? You know, the sweet spot where you're really in the zone, where you're doing something that you love and something that you do better than anyone else, that you have exceptional skill, that adds energy to your life, where you're seeking constant improvement. Okay, that's the sweet spot that we're talking about. And this is a spot where people live with passion and on purpose. So there's a summary to what that sweet spot is. It's when you're doing what you love for those who love what you do. Can you imagine living in that space? And because you're doing it for those who love what you do, they never want you to stop doing it. So they add their support and their resources to you. They encourage you to move forward. Do what you love for those who love what you do. So talking about this sweet spot, doing what you love is an important step toward creating all kinds of prosperity. Obviously, if you're doing what you love your life more. And if you love your life, you're wealthy. But there's an economic exchange for that too. A journalist from back in the 1970s named Scully Blotnick reported on a study where people were compared as they came out of graduate school, for example, and they decided to go into some field of labor. And there were some of this group who chose to follow the money, to go after whatever would pay them well, thinking that they can pursue their dreams later on. And another portion of that group went out to pursue their passion, to follow their dream, trusting that the money would follow at some point. And then years later, there was a follow-up study done as they looked at these two groups. And there were a number of millionaires that had been formed from this group of research subjects, the bulk of which came from the group who chose to follow their passion. This is a powerful idea that if you follow your dream, your passion, your love, you will be able to create from that other measurable forms of success, including money. This makes total sense from a psychological standpoint because when you're doing what you love, it sustains itself. It's like when you fell in love back in high school or before you got married, as you were just anticipating this person in your life and always thinking about them. When you fall in love with someone, you don't have to remind yourself to think about them. And it's the same thing with your passion in life. You fall in love with an idea or a dream or a mission that you have. It's your purpose for being here on this rock, and as you follow that, it sustains itself. It brings an energy with it that drives you forward. And then the people who love what you do will become the economic engine for your dream. Bring it to them. They don't get it unless you bring it. And not everybody is going to love your dream. Not everybody is going to love what you do. And that's the beauty of our economy, because there's always someone who's after a certain thing and someone else who wants to provide that thing. My wife and I were driving down the street the other day and we saw a car that was colored in a way that neither she nor I liked. Okay, it was a color that we both find to be somewhat hideous. And so she commented, "Who would ever want a car of that color?" And then we both realized at the same time, oh, apparently that person wants a car of that color. And this is great news because people prefer and desire and want different things. And what it is that you bring uniquely to the marketplace is something that someone uniquely wants as well or desires. So you do what you love for the people who love what you do. That's the sweet spot. Thank you for coming to the YouTube channel. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you especially for sharing it with others. We hope you're enjoying these short video clips For a little longer audio version of inspiring content, please visit liveonpurposeradio.com. That's our podcast.